Hello, everybody. Yeah, it's been a while again. My fucking depression and it's just my YouTube channel hasn't been going very well lately. The only people that watch it are like the old videos, Alice Cooper, LA Guns, Scorpions ranking. So I might do another album ranking, which I'm going to do. This one's going to be even fucking impossible because I have it narrowed down to the top four, but the other 12, I have no fucking clue what order to put them in. Before I get to that, yeah, I probably should learn how to video edit or, podcast or find other YouTubers to do videos with because, like I said, it's just a fucking waste of time. I don't ever see this going anywhere. I love talking about metal and horror movies and everything else. It's just, can't keep doing it without, taking time off because, I have other shit to do and it's not making me any money. But anyway, it's not the point I wanted to do when I made this channel. I knew I wasn't going to get any fucking viewers because I'm not streaming or, doing dumb shit. I'm talking about stuff that not only hardcore fans like. So it is what it is, but that's what I like and that's all the shit I know about. So whatever. It is what, like I said, just whatever. So anyway, I don't watch Super Bowl. Fuck that shit. Hockey all the way. Most of the shit I like is European anyway. And tomorrow is also the worst day of the year. Valentine's Day, but I got the My Bloody Valentine shirt on. It's one of my favorite slasher movies, and I saw this shirt. It's a little tight because it's size smaller, but that was the only one they had at the convention. So, well, the only one they had left. So I'm like, I'll get the damn thing. It feels fine, but it's just a little tight around the arms. So without further ado, I just want to say that thanks all of you that watch, the few that do, especially the ones that return. Thanks for watching, and on to the video, I guess. So this video, I'm going to do accept album rankings. Like I said, I have no fucking clue. I have a top four. Always had a top four. The rest, I have no idea what order to put them in. They kind of just, you know how accept is. A lot of the records are about even quality, especially like the later records, so it's like, or the middle era records. There's always a couple great songs, a lot of imbalance, so I'm just going to breeze through it. It's already been 2.5 minutes because I keep talking, but here we go. Starting off, I think there's 16. Number 16, the debut. I don't have a lot to say about this album. I've listened to it a few times. Sea Winds might be the highlight. It's a good ballad. Sounds of War has a countdown in it, I think, and has a good guitar riff. But I mean, there's not a lot here. It's a band trying to find its way. A lot of similar ones, like debut albums I don't like Scorpions and fucking Alice Cooper and stuff like that. So it's dead last. A lot of people wouldn't put this last. They might put one I'll get to in a couple minutes last, but for me that's the worst one. This might be a little bit of a surprise, but 15, I don't know, I just can't get into this album. That's Death Row. And this album is the darkest Accept album, I think. I mean, it's just so angry, and but there's a lot of songs on here that they just melt together, I guess you could say. I mean, there's nothing that really stands out. It's just one hard, heavy song after another that's just average. Death Row, this title track, it's probably the highlight, one of them. Sodom and Gomorrah. Guns R Us, because America is all obsessed with guns and they just want to shoot people, and it's their right. And I don't like guns, so this band being German, where a lot of hardcore firepower, like guns, strong. I don't know what the word I'm thinking of, but like high power guns are illegal, and yeah, so that's probably a good reason why he wrote this song, being in this country for so long. But yeah, that's a highlight. Another one is Generation Wild. Jesus Christ, Generation Clash 2 is not as good as the first one. Yes, I like the one with David Reese better. And another highlight, which is weird, is Pomp and Circumstance, the end of the album, which is an instrumental. Makes me want to think of Macho Man coming down the entrance. But overall, it does nothing for me. I listen to it and it just runs together. It's way too long of an album. Other people may disagree. I watched one on YouTube where it's his favorite Accept album, I think, or top 3 anyway. I'm like, what the fuck? But that's why we do these rankings, right? Next is one most people put last, but I like a little bit more than most people do. Get that glare out of the way. That's Predator. Because the reason why I say it might be worse than Death Row, probably is, but the songs that I like stand out more, I guess, if that makes sense. The production's fucking awful. Mid-90s again, just like fucking Forbidden production. Oh, by the way, that's getting all reissues soon. The Tony Martin era. Heart Attack, the open album, is probably a standout. And Crossroads, like the semi-rock ballad. That's probably my favorite, Crossroads. It's a great song. Digging in the Dirt. It's kind of cheesy, but I like the riff in it. And I also like the title track. The rest, I could do without. So there's like 4 songs I like, sort of like Death Row, but the ones I like stand out more, if that makes sense. And Primitive is the worst song ever, especially, well, Accept song anyway. It's really bad. So that's 14. 13, a lot of people will disagree with this too, but I don't like it. That's the new Accept. I tried listening to this many times. I first heard The Undertaker when it was released. I'm like, it's not that great of a song. A lot of people like it. But then I heard the title track, Too Mean to Die, which rips, and Zombie Apocalypse, which is basically everybody relying on their damn phones and nobody talking to each other. It's, basically how the world is anymore. That's the 2 standout tracks, and just like a lot of Accept records, it's the first two songs, like on the last 2 I just talked about. And the rest are just, they don't do anything for me. The Best Is Yet to Come is a boring ballad. Accept has a lot of ballads. Well, not a lot of ballads, but the ones they have aren't very good. Not my problem. Samson and Delilah is just the instrumental. I mean, to me, it's just not that great of an album. It's just average as it gets. So that's why I have it so low. Maybe it'll grow on me later, but I've listened to it like 4 times. And it's just like, yeah. This one, Accept number 2, is next. I think we're at 12. I don't know why it's not called I'm a Rebel everywhere, because they already had the previous one called Accept. Well, with the upside down phone booth. It was a weird fucking cover. This is a better cover, but I mean, it's just the same fucking name as the last album. I'm a Rebel. The title track's awesome, and Udo still plays it. I don't know if they play it with Mark or not. I haven't seen Accept, so I couldn't tell you. But other than that, China Lady's another standout, but it's just, there's a couple boring ballads on here. I have a buddy that loves this album. It's his favorite Accept album. I'm like, well, I don't think very many people would say that, but that's just my opinion. But I mean, it's a good starting point for Accept. It's better than the debut, and you can start getting their sound together more on that album. And so that's why I have it a little bit higher. Next up, I have the CD, but I didn't open this one yet. This is the sealed copy. This is Rise of Chaos. There's 2 songs on here that really stand out. I mean, and that's Kool-Aid by Jim Jones. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, or about Jim Jones. And Analog Man, that's me. I'm an analog man dying in a digital world. Basically, fuck technology today. I don't stream. I'm old school. That's why, like I said, my fucking channel hasn't done shit, because I don't keep up with the times. But that's just what I like. I like old school 70s, 80s, early 90s shit. So that's me. But there's a lot of other good songs on here too. The title track, Die by the Sword, Carry the Weight. But it's just, ever since a lot of the Nations came out, a lot of the Mark Tornillo records just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But this one, there's not anything wrong with this one, but it's just not as good as the other ones he did. So that's that. Next up, I had trouble figuring out what would be next. So I put the comeback album up, which is the Objection Overruled. And I already lost count because I fucking have ADD and I forget what number I'm on. So bear with me. Objection Overruled, once again, the first song. I Don't Want to Be Used, a decent song. We're Protectors of Terror. That's a good song. So once again, top heavy. Slaves to Metal, just another, we love metal song, but it's all right. But then the second side kind of dips a lot. They have another boring ballad, A Manos La Vida. Sick, Dirty, and Mean is a good song. It's probably the highlight of the second side, but it's not a lot there's not a lot of highlights on the second side, so it's more of a one sided album in my opinion. But the first side is pretty badass, so that's why it's as high as it is, and it's probably the best one that he did of the three that he did when he came back in the band. This next one is the most, I don't know how to explain it, uneven fucking accept album. I mean, there's a lot of those, but this one especially, and that's Russian Roulette, and it's also top heavy. But yeah, TV war, talking about, you know, Cold War and what the Russia and America, Monster Man, another good song. The title track's awesome. Aiming High is definitely one of the better hard rock songs by Accept. It's really underrated. And then the second side comes, of course. Heaven is Hell is basically balls to the wall with different lyrics. It's the same. He sings it the same way, the same guitars, chords. I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? They could not figure out some other way to write this song, and it's way too long. It's over 7 minutes long, and it just drags on. And the rest of them are just, I mean, Walking in My Shadow is a decent song. You know, it's like a good, supporter song, and so is Stand Tight. But I mean, nothing stands out. No pun intended. But yeah, the first side's all you need. TV War, Monster Man, Russian Roulette, Aiming High. So yeah, it's basically once again a 4-album song, maybe 5, but they're really strong. Unlike, they're better than the other ones I just said that I liked. This one is not on anyone's list this high, but got the stickers on it. That's why it looks like shit. It's in the plastic. And that's Eat the Heat with David Reese. He went on to form Bangalore Choir. But yeah, this is, being a hard rock and so-called hair metal guy through and through first, as my first thing. I like this album. That's why I like it so much. But it is kind of heavy at times, and it even has AOR songs on it. So yeah, that's why they fought during the tour and basically couldn't finish it and kicked him out of the band real quick. But XTC is a great fucking opener. It's really heavy hardcore or hard rock. Generation Clash, as I just mentioned, it's much better. They made a video for it with David Reese, in my opinion, than it is with Udo. Turn the Wheel Around, that's another good song. Prisoner, that's a good one. Mistreated, talking about domestic abuse. It's a little long. It's almost 7 minutes. It kind of lasts longer than it should, but it's a good song about domestic abuse. Stand for What You Are, this is the one I was talking about. Sounds like something Stan Bush would write, or like it could be in like a Karate Kid film. It's not Accept at all, but I love AOR music, so yeah, I like it. And Hellhammer, Hellhammer. So yeah, there's just a lot of good songs on it. I think this or the next one I'm going to talk about. Well, the one coming up, not the next one. It's probably the most underrated, but I can see if you're not into more of a hard rock and even light AOR sound at times, then you won't like it. But I mean, if you like hard rock and metal, give it a try. Next up, I think it's 7. This is Stampede, the third one with Mark Tornillo. The title track is a great in-your-face Stampede, and then Trail of Tears talks about American Indians. Bloodbath Mastermind, you know, It's Your Final Journey, another good song to end the record. I haven't listened to these for a while, so that's why I'm kind of going like blank. The Dark Side of My Heart, it's just a dark, dark side of my heart. Good song. Yeah, there's not a bad song on this album. There's The Curse, it might be like the weakest one. We're the last of the dying breed. Yeah, they're all good, so that's why I have this one so high. I haven't listened to this in a long time, but I've never had any complaints about it, so I would check it out. It's also another very underrated album by them. So next, I didn't think I would ever put this so high, but I actually went back and listened to this one, and this is the reason why I have Breaker so high, is because it's the turning point for Accept, to where they became more heavy metal. Yeah, there's a couple rock songs on it, a ballad and stuff, but after you listen to the first two, then this one, it hits. You got, you know, Starlight, you know, Breaker, the title track, Son of a Bitch, Kiss My Ass. But I got the German release, so this one is Born to Be Whipped, which is stupid. But it's okay that way, but Son of a Bitch is better. Even though it says Son of a Bitch on the back, the one I have says Born to Be Whipped. Yeah. Burning is another awesome song. Very underrated. And Midnight Highway is I like it because it's commercial and it's like hard rock, like sort of would be good on Eat the Heat. But yeah, so Midnight Highway, Breaker, Starlight, Burning, awesome songs. Son of a Bitch. And they have a couple ballads that's not great because old accept ballads just don't cut it. I guess they're just too boring. Udo's meant for hard rock and metal. But yeah, I think this is the turning point of where accept finally started to get their sound. So that's why I have this one so high. Next up, number 6. Where's that? 5. Can't fucking count. Told you. That's Stlingrad, the second one with Mark Tornillo. Hung, Drawn, and Quartered. Stlingrad, the title track, is my favorite off the album. It has a middle section that plays the Russian national anthem, which is my favorite sounding national anthem. And when I hear it on guitar, it's even better. So that's cool. And Hellfire, 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 just awesome heavy metal song. We're the Shadow Soldiers. Yeah, see, this album just fucking rips. The Quick and the Dead, yeah. And The Galley ends the album on a awesome note, really brooding 7.5 minute song, slower at times with but a driving guitar track. So yeah, Stalingrad's fucking awesome. It's one of the better Accept records. And finally, the top 4. These two could flip flop, but I have them for this video. I have them in this order, and this is 4, Metal Heart. The band did not like the sound of this because they felt it was too poppy and commercial. But for me, yeah, it's a lot more radio-friendly soundish than it is the previous few. But I mean, Metal Heart had that like orchestral build-up. Metal Heart, man, that's an awesome fucking song. He's a midnight mover, great song, you know. Screaming for a love bite, that's definitely poppy. So I could see what they were talking about. Dogs on leads, dogs on leads. Too high to get it right. Sounds like a lot of the fucking people anymore. Everybody you look at on their profile, I'm 420 friendly. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying it's everywhere. Bound to Fail, it's a good final song to end the album. So yeah, there's a lot of poppy sounds in it, but it's still a badass metal album. And it really deserves more attention. Even if the band don't really like the production, but that's just their opinion, I guess. This one might not be as high on most people's list, but I fucking loved it. It's one of my favorite newer albums of the last 10-ish years. I guess 12 years now, holy fuck. And that's Blood of the Nations, the first album with Mark Tornillo. I bought this one, I'm thinking, it's not going to be that great. I mean, because I heard that one song, Teutonic Terror, I saw the video. That's the one they released before the album. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Then I bought the album, like, beat the bastards down. The Abyss is a slow intro, and it just kicks your ass. Blood of the Nations, Locked and Loaded. I mean, there's just a lot of fucking great songs on here. Pandemic, fucking song for today. I should say Plandemic. But yeah, that would fit. It's a pandemic. Da-da-da-da. It's a metal disease. Bucket full of hate. Yeah, it's so in your face. It's such a badass face-pounding record. I mean, there's not a bad song on this one. This might be the most complete Accept album. It's not my favorite, but it's close. But yeah, there's not a single song I want to skip on this. And if you like hardcore, hard rock, classic, new wave of British heavy metal, in-your-face sound, you're going to love this one. Check it out, Blood of the Nations. The last two you should already know if you watched this video, that you should probably already like or have. Number 2, runner-up, of course, Balls to the Wall. The metal song that everybody knows, that Accept is known for. That Ronnie James Dio even said one metal song he wished he wrote was Balls to the Wall. And yeah, it's just a classic metal anthem. Is it my favorite? It might be. Song from Accept. It's close. It's definitely top 3 probably. London Leather Boys, another good song. Dun, 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 dun. Losing More Than You Ever Had, that's a great one. Love Child, another good one. Please Turn Me On, that's another good one. Winners and Losers. Yeah, so yeah, those songs that I mentioned are my favorites. There's a couple that are not, highlights, like Winter Dreams, Fight It Back, they're just standard songs that you can take or leave. But What's Here, the highlights, everybody should know. It's more positive than negative, and it's just these songs that are here, especially Balls to the Wall, just put it over the top. So that's my second favorite. And of course, I don't have the original cover with the 2 flying bees on fire, which is much better. Restless and Wild. This album, man, pretty much is the precursor to speed metal, maybe even some thrash metal. It's fucking awesome. Fast as a shark. Has even a Nazi theme. They didn't even know it was the intro to Fast as a Shark the Nazis used, so they kind of got in trouble with that, being a German band, And Restless and Wild is a great title track. Neon Nights, that's one of the better Accept ballads. Neon Nights. Where's the losing? Don't Go Stealing My Soul Away. That's a great song. And of course, this rivals Balls to the Wall is their best song in my opinion. Well, Fast as a Shark might even beat it. It's Fast as a Shark, Balls to the Wall, and this one, Princess of the Dawn. Princess of the Dawn, which is probably my favorite Accept song that ends the record. And it's just an amazing record. And like Balls to the Wall, it doesn't have like every song that's great. There's a couple like songs, but What's Here, it's fucking pioneering. Fast as a Shark, Restless and Wild, Neon Nights, Princess of the Dawn. And I believe, I haven't seen Udo, but from what I've watched him live, Princess of the Dawn might be the song he closes the sets with. I think a couple videos I watched, he closed the set with it, for a good reason. But yeah, so that's my ranking of the Accept discography. I already been going for 22 and a half minutes. But I just want to say thanks to all the people that watch this show, new subscribers. If you like my videos, please subscribe. It would help me out greatly. And if anybody watches this, wants to do a podcast, or or how somebody's in this corner and somebody's in that corner, and they rank videos or rank albums or talk about movies, from different locations. I don't know how they do that shit. I think it's through Skype or something, and they record it, then upload it on their YouTube channel. Well, I would love to do that too. So just trying to get my name out there. Same way with acting. I do some acting, but it's hard to get my name out there because everybody wants to fucking do it. Anyway, I'll put like I always do, I'll put a video of a past video at the end with the subscribe button. And thanks for watching. Maybe I'll just show my random collection next, or just pick out random 10 albums and just talk about them without even, knowing what they're going to be. So that might be something different, put me on the spot. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoy the Super Bowl, good for you. And if you have a Valentine, I don't, good for you. So, as always, I'll talk to you next time. Keep on rocking. See you later.